Karol Joseph Wojtyła was born on May 18, 1920, in the town of Wadowice in southern Poland. His father was an army officer. His mother, a frail woman who did occasional work as a seamstress. His older brother would go on to become a doctor. Like many young Poles, Karol became an altar boy. He also worked as errand boy for a local theatrical company. The experience began a lifelong love of the theater. At the age of 9, he tasted tragedy for the first time with the death of his mother. By the time he was 15, he was in school plays, taking leading roles and even directing. He excelled academically as well.
When he graduated from high school, he was the valedictorian of the class, and the Archbishop was so impressed with his speech and his record, his accomplishment in school, he invited him to have lunch with him to become a priest. He didn't want to. He wanted to be an actor.
He studied Polish literature in college, and as all young men were required to do, he attended military camp. An avid athlete, he also played chess and guitar and wrote poems and plays. When he was 19, the world took a terrible, violent turn. In September 1939, Germany opened its attack on Poland and soon had the country under brutal control. World War II had begun. Young Karol would always remember the terror of seeing friends, neighbors, and teachers snatched from their homes, never to return. In 1941, his father died. For a while, Karol found comfort acting in a clandestine theater group. Then he found his true calling. He joined an underground seminary to study for the priesthood. He also worked in a quarry to meet Nazi labor requirements. In 1945, Soviet troops ran the Germans out of Poland, but the Soviets had their own brand of tyranny to visit upon the Poles. Karol Wojtyła became a priest the following year. His life in the church would forever be colored by the oppressive rule in his native land.
He came out of a situation, he was trained and formed in a situation where dissent is a luxury, where there should be no cracks in the lines, no cracks in our common defense, because it was basically us against them. When you're in a situation like that, which is more life and death, then dissent, or even democracy, if you will, is a luxury, and he couldn't stand for that there, and he obviously relayed this when he did become Pope. So some of the determination of that definitely came from those post-war experiences in Poland, when it was really, really a completely different world.
At age 38, he became an auxiliary bishop, one of the world's youngest. At 43, he was elevated to Archbishop of Krakow, and at 47, Pope Paul VI named him a cardinal, a prince of the church, eligible to vote for the next pope. Cardinal Wojtyła became known as a respected man of the church with a concern for the common man. Among those who were impressed by meeting the cardinal was Ray Flynn, who would later become mayor of Boston and then U.S. ambassador to the Vatican.
I knew him long before he was Pope. Not that I could say that I realized, I knew he was going to be Pope, but I knew he was a very special man.